Yes, people. We're back again with another video live on YouTube on Egal Talks Football. Hope you guys are doing well. We just beat Burnley in a convincing fashion. And you know what? I'm gassed. I hope you guys are all gassed. Obviously, I'm not going to go over the top, but we're back at the top of the table ahead of the scum Tottenham Football Club. Arsenal smashed 3 past Burnley. Yes, we conceded a silly goal, and there was a red card to Fabio Vieira and a poor performance from Kai Havertz. But I think there's way more positives than negatives today. Zinchenko absolutely bossed the game, and for me, was the man of the match. You have William Saliba, the Rolls-Royce himself, having an offensive performance and a defensive performance of class, showing how good he really is. And of course, Leandro Trossard breaking the duck for Arsenal to score the opening goal and putting his body on the line to score the 1,000th goal in the Emirates era. Love to see it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that performance. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that game. Let me know what you guys think. And surprisingly, Bukayo Saka started again. At this point, Bukayo Saka is going to have to break a leg to not play. And I hope he stays fit for the majority of the season. But yeah, let's get into it. Hope everybody's well. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. And of course, we got to give a big shout out to the set piece coach, Nicolas Jover, because he is doing magic. We are not conceding as many set pieces, and we're just continuing to see scoring more and more. Ever since he joined us from Manchester City, our set piece game has been some of the best in the league. And if you guys don't know, we scored 2 of our goals today from a set piece. And Trossard taking those set piece corners, immaculate. Always beat his first man. Amazing. But yeah, what you saying, Souls? Talk to me.
Yeah, no, I think today was pretty good because we've seen a bit more of a complete performance. We found a way to break them down. They were quite compact in the middle areas of the pitch, and they quite neutralized our threat. We know we're going to play down the middle, overload the midfield, and Company was clearly prepared for that, especially with Zinchenko, and at times even Arteta telling Tomiyasu to come central as well. But not realizing that we needed to get them balls shifted out wide a lot quicker than we did. There weren't too many moments of like class within the final third either. I do think they needed to play a little bit quicker, play it in, Saka taking on his man a bit too many times, in my opinion. But that's just, obviously teething issues within this team and this system. Whilst they kind of gel together, we've got, I think it's around like 4 bona fide starters who have been injured in terms of Thomas Partey, Gabriel Jesus, Ben White, and Odegaard. With even 2 of them coming back, a lot of these problems that we're kind of seeing in these games could be rectified. Saka can obviously be a lot quicker in his deliveries. Martinelli, again, similar issues to Saka, where, in my opinion, should have delivered the ball a lot quicker into the centre areas. But this is the difference when you've got a player who's more comfortable roaming around the pitch in terms of Trossard and Gabriel Jesus. There's a little bit more fluidity within the attack, and it kind of brings on, a lot more variety within our play and gives us a bit more options to break down opposition. So, and Zinchenko, the one thing I've realized this season as a whole is defensively he's been a lot better. I don't know if that's just me or if I'm being quite recency biased, but I don't think I've complained about his defensive performances as much. Yes, there's been games where we've in
Let's be honest, Burnley didn't attack us too much.
No, but not even just this game though. Like I'd say, even in previous games, I know people are going to talk about certain games and certain isolated moments, but I don't think I've complained about his defending, other than maybe 1 or 2 situations throughout this season. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I do think he has improved his overall game and understood what he needs to do more. And maybe that's just because of the amount of time he's been given. And obviously Arteta starts him every moment he can, whereas with Man City, he kind of plays sporadically. So maybe the consistency in game time has really helped him make that position a lot better. So,
you know what? The thing that makes me happy is Arsenal are back on top. Arsenal are scoring goals. But I want to know from the comments, what did you guys think about the game? Let me know what you guys thought about the game, what you thought about the performance. Overall, you can't complain about the performance. You can complain about conceding a silly goal. You can complain about certain things. But I don't think you can complain about too much in this game. But let's get the negatives out of the way, because I feel like there's way more positive. Whoa, what was that? I think there's way more. What the hell's going on? Can you hear that? Yeah.
what?
You didn't hear nothing? Okay, no worries. There's sometimes random pop-ups on your screen. But look, when it comes to the actual performance overall, we need to speak about individuals. But before we get into any individuals, can we talk about Kai Havertz? He's the elephant in the room. Kai Havertz at this moment in time is the elephant in the room. He's the guy that everyone's going to be talking about for the remainder of the international break. If there is a negative to take away from this game, it is Kai Havertz and his performance in that before Mikel Arteta subbed him off. And for Mikel Arteta to make an early sub, as you said on the Football Terrace earlier, it is damning, to say the least.
Oh, 100%. I think Arteta's kind of given him a wake-up call or message, by bringing him off. And normally it's, he does this to kind of wake a player up. And because he did it alone, not like, he did Havertz and then brought someone else on and took someone else off, then it would have been a bit different because of, all right, he's just trying to make a few changes here. But it was clearly targeted to say you've not been good enough in this game. And Arteta in the media has been kind of highly praising Havertz and saying, you know what, I like what I'm seeing. But maybe it is more of a giving him that confidence boost. And now, unfortunately, he's the only option to play after the international break because Fabio Vieira got a red card. We don't know whether Martin Odegaard will definitely be back after the international break. From rumours, it looks like he will be. But Kai Havertz really needs to step it up. And, I am his advocate. And I do, even in this game, I'm not saying he was completely trash, in my opinion. I do think I've seen moments of where I'm like, I just need to see this a bit more. And I feel like his problem is not releasing the ball quick enough when he's in the attacking box, when he's in the opposition box, in the 9-yard box. He doesn't shoot quick enough. And I feel like he's overthinking everything in trying to make everything work. And he's afraid of making a mistake, which is the problem. And I think he needs to let go of that fear and just play his game, just play and just stay calm. Whatever happens, it is what it is. You've got an opportunity to start. Like, I feel like he's trying to be perfect, and that's the issue. He just needs to relax. He just needs to play his game, and it'll all tick for him. Because we have seen, I have seen a few moments where I'm like, yeah, just a bit more of that, and it would have been fine. But he kind of goes into his shell too much, and I don't want to judge him this season. I think this season I'm going to let him acclimatize to the team. I want him to just acclimatize to a whole new football team, coaching staff, etc. And then I want to see what he does next season if he's given the opportunity to last that long. And that's when I'll be like, okay, trash, because you shouldn't need longer than a season to really embed into this team. And especially when you're costing 65 million, even giving a season is quite generous. But look at Jack Grealish as an example. Granted, Jack Grealish has always had quality and we've never doubted that. But he came into Man City and people started questioning him too early. Fabio Vieira is another example. People questioned a lot earlier as well. So there have been players who have come in, not hit the ground running, and people have questioned. And, they managed to turn it around within a season. So I'm just wanting to hold off on completely sitting there and writing a signing off because you'll see improvement. Tomiyasu was another player a lot of people wanted to sell. Now they want to see him start. Ben White, another player in his first season, a lot of people wanted gone, but now they absolutely adore him. So there's a lot of players who, after a season, have been able to turn things around. And that's just what I want to do. I'm not saying the fan base has to do that. I'm not saying anyone, that Arteta has to keep him beyond the season, but it's just what I would do personally.
Kai Havertz is frustrating. Simply put, the money that we spent for him, the outlay that we put on for him, people are going to call him trash. People are going to say 29 is not doing good. Vieira gave Kai Havertz another gift. The reality is, if Kai Havertz is not in the team, or if he is in the team, you don't see too much of a difference. That is the damning statement at this moment in time. I would say even maybe potentially you see an improvement. 65 million is a lot of money spent. I agree with you. We cannot write him off completely, but it is very worrying signs. We are not seeing enough from Kai Havertz at this moment in time in the offensive end. But could it be that players like Bukayo Saka have the opportunity to cut back to Kai Havertz, but don't look for him because they just don't have the trust in him at this moment in time? Because I find many opportunities where Kai Havertz is in the right position for the cutback, is in the right position for the opportunity. But because they laid it on a plate for him a couple games ago, they might not be as interested to do it this time. And what does Bukayo Saka do? Against Sevilla, he buries it. He doesn't cut it back. Where some players in that situation, they would have cut it back to their teammate. And I do think once the goals start coming, hopefully he'll be more confident. But is Mikel Arteta asking Kai Havertz to be a goal scorer at this point?
I think he is. I think he's trying to make him into kind of a player who comes and makes late runs into the box. And the issue with Havertz is he's doing all the right things, in my opinion, in terms of off-ball movements. But the issue that we have is similar to what Man City had when they were trying to acclimatise to Erling Haaland, where a lot of the times Haaland was in the box and some players just couldn't find him because that's not what they were used to. They were used to having a false nine, someone not being there. Whereas now you've got a guy who's constantly in the box. And it's the same issue that Eddie Nketiah in most cases does suffer from as well, where our wingers aren't used to just crossing the ball in first time and making them sort of playmaking move from wide areas. And I think once they start realizing, actually, we do have an avenue in the box, they probably will start to cross more, whip them in. Zinchenko was doing it all game. Every time he got it, sometimes he just played it first time. In-swingers constantly playing them. And it did eventually lead to something. So I do think, as they kind of start to build that trust, okay, we can just cross it and we will find someone. Because when Jesus plays, there's always that kind of gap in the box where there's not really anyone. And Granit Xhaka did that really well last season where he made those late runs into the box and Martinelli, Saka were able to cut it back. I still think they're trying to get used to each other. And that's why I'm saying I want to give it time because I am seeing some signs of what I think could happen. But if I don't see that within, let's say, by the end of the season, if he's still not scoring and he's still not getting those opportunities, then, yeah, we can have a bigger conversation. I just think it's too early to make a hardcore decision on, he's a flop.
Let me ask everyone in the comment section, is it too early to call Kai Havertz a flop? Because I think it is always too early to call somebody a flop 11 games into their career at another team. But he's not showing us enough to say that it's going to be a positive signing. So I am extremely worried. But this is where I ask everybody the question. Is Kai Havertz a flop or is he just a struggling player who we're going to have to give time to see if he can click into gear? Personally, for me, I'm willing to give him a little bit more time, at least until December, January time. At least. I'm not gonna write him off yet. But some people in the comment section have, and some of you guys will. And I understand why. Now, moving on from Kai Havertz, what do we do about Fabio Vieira? Came on, got a red card. Fully was a red, by the way. What do we think about that? What do you think about the Fabio Vieira situation? Because it's not a bad. You know what? It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. He got a red card, but it is what it is. We move on, right? These things happen.
It's an unfortunate. I mean, I say it's unfortunate. Like, he's not a player who is malicious. He's not someone who we've seen, go for these tackles regularly. Like, if this is like the third time he's done it, fair enough. I can understand why people will be frustrated, but it was one of those. He went for the ball. It just mistimed it. Like, he had already committed to go for the ball, and the ball was no longer there. I'm not going to sit here and go, you know what? Like, that's it. That's the camel that breaks the camel's back. Like, it's, for me, it's one of those freak ones. It is a red card. I'm not going to sit here and say the referee had a blunder, but yeah, I like some people have said it kind of gives Havertz a free run to prove himself more. Unless, like I said, Odegaard comes back and Arteta's like, no, I'm going to keep Rice, Jorginho, and Odegaard and not bring Havertz into the left centre mid and move Rice back into DM. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens after the international break, whether Arteta's had enough of Havertz and gone, you know what, you need to prove yourself on the bench, and I'm going to start playing, a different way. But yeah, it kind of puts the question to bed in a way that Havertz is probably going to start, and people can't have an issue with it.
Okay, moving on to this right here. Bukayo Saka a foul is called in the box where he puts two hands on a player, but then you have a similar situation which the goal was allowed last week. Is it me or it's just there's no level of consistency? We cannot complain about it. We won the game, but the reality is it's annoying to see that one is given as a foul and one isn't.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's like within a week they've already changed their rules. It's like, okay, now it's not a foul. Now it is a foul. Now it's not a foul. Now it is a foul. It's like, or you know what it is, right? I don't even care, right, whether they make a mistake. I just want that mistake to be consistent. You can't just within a week now go, okay, that is a foul. That wasn't. Because the Saka one, okay, fair enough, it didn't lead to anything, so it's not like as costly. Whereas with the Newcastle one led to a goal, and that cost us the game. So for me, I wasn't even angry at the decision. I said, as long as that's now the parameters, right? If that is not a foul, then I don't want to see any given. But if you're then going to start giving them and then not giving them, it's like, that's what we ask for, is consistency in decision-making. One flipping week. All it takes is 1 week, right? And all of a sudden, that's a foul again. It's like, if this was 6 months down the line, I kind of get it, you forgot about it. But now, within a week you're already fucking up again. I don't understand, man. The referees are shit. I don't really care. They should be on the center circle getting absolutely tomatoes pelted at them because I'm fucking sick of it. It's annoying, man. It's like there's no response. Like, when do they get any responsibility? When can we actually talk to the referees and go, can you explain this decision? Can you explain this decision? You know what should really be happening, right? They should be one-on-one with the manager. Do you know like how they did with Misfits, yeah, where they put the perplex like glass in the middle? You've got Arteta on one side, you've got the referee on the other side, and you scream at each other. What the F was this decision for? That's what we need. We need to put them in a cage and put a little perplex glass in the middle and just talk about the decisions. Let Arteta rip at these managers. Let the managers go at these referees. And then let's see how many mistakes they make. Because these guys have got no backbone. The minute they get called out on their bullshit, right, they go hide behind the FA. They go hide behind FIFA. Oh, can you protect us? Can you fine them? Can you ban them? Shitbags. You're fucking shit at your jobs and you're shitbags in reality. That's all it is. They all should be sacked. They should be made homeless, fam, because these guys are dickheads. Plain and simple. Corrupted dickheads. And I don't really care. I've had enough of it. I did not want to call the referees out, but it's too inconsistent, man. I'm sick of it.
Souls went in. Souls went in. I love to see it. Listen, after referees, after PGMOL, after Premier League, it's Arsenal against everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Siege mentality. We love to see it. We're building a siege mentality. And Mikel Arteta, what are they going to do? Are they going to continue to suck off, the Tottenham manager now that they're below Arsenal? Or are they going to actually criticize him for losing a game? Because I feel like if we would have dropped points, everyone would have been talking about us. But the reality is we did our job. We did what we had to do. Arsenal's back on top of the Premier League table. And let me just show you guys. Actually, we're not on top. We're tied at the top. So let me just show you guys what the table looks like at this moment in time. This is what the Premier League table looks like. And that is a beautiful sight. 16 goal difference. We got 26 goals scored. We have a situation where we're currently tied at the top of the table. This is where we need to be. This is where we need to be. Continue to keep pace with City. And if Chelsea can do something for us, Chelsea, if you can do something for us and win on the weekend, that would be amazing. But yo, chat to me. What you saying, Souls?
Where's Highline Postecoglou now, fam? That's how you defend when you go a man down. That's all I've got to say. You're going to praise it now. You're going to praise the high slide that, Arteta shitted it because he didn't play high line against Burnley for going a man down. Man, Arteta out, fam. Arteta's got to go. Didn't play a high line. Red card. That's how it's got to be, right? That's where we get the praise. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, how the media, the pundits come out and absolutely pelter, Arteta for not playing a high line, a man down. Not, bottling the lead. Let's just be real in it. Bottling a performance. Yeah, he didn't do it, so he's not good. But it's going to be quite interesting. Because if he gets praise for his performance, it's going to be quite ironic. And also, what happened, right? Manager of the year, right? Postecoglou in November, because he won back-to-back managers of the month. Fraud, I'm telling you. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of De Zerbi. One way of playing, or he's going home. And I'll be honest, right? I'm loving it because they're gonna back Postecoglou because they're playing the champagne football, and it's gonna lead to nothing. And that's brilliant. I love it because he's clearly proven going 2-man down. He's not willing to change. He's not willing to hold his lead. He's not willing to, get a performance or a result out of it. He'd rather just play his football. He's an egotistical maniac, fam. I do like it, though, but I want to see the same energy when now Arteta actually wins. I want the pundits to come out and say, do you know what? Arteta's the genius and Postecoglou's a fraud. I want to see this happen.
You're going in today. He's going in. Listen, Tottenham, we know about Tottenham, ladies and gentlemen. They're always going to fall off. It was just destined to happen. It's just funny. Souls is going in today. Love to see it. Souls is on smoke. Love to see it. We love to see it. Now, let's talk about the positives. F those guys down the lane. We're ahead of them in the league. We're ahead of them on the table. What we need to now talk about is the Arsenal performance. And you want to know something, Souls? Guess what? We created so many more chances this season in this game. I think we had 4 big we had a ridiculous amount of big chances. On top of that, we could have had like 6 goals, bro. Like, what was Gabriel Magalhaes doing in the box for a header early in the game? I was like, I was like, what's going on? This team is just on a madness. So, just to give everybody the facts, we had 6 shots on targets. We created 2 big chances. We had an XG of 2.3. Let me just show everybody what I'm looking at so you guys can see what we're looking at. That was the situation there with the shots. It was shots galore, but the real difference today was the corners. We had 13 corners, and I think Trossard taking the corners was very effective today in the game. As you can see here, Trossard had the most expected assists. He had an assist directly from the corner for Saliba's goal. Saka somehow also gets an assist in all these games. How? I don't know. The person who took the most shots, I'm not surprised. Kai Havertz took 2 shots. He had an opportunity to score. But the defensive job from William Saliba. Can we speak about Saliba, bro? Saliba, offensively, defensively, he just does everything. He even got a goal today. That last-ditch tackle, heroic defensive actions. You can see the recoveries, the defensive duels. He's just everywhere. Now, I know everyone's going to want to talk about Kai Havertz. We've already spent enough time talking on Kai Havertz. We're not going to look at his underlying statistics. But another person who needs to be spoken about, he was basically playing the midfield. We've been calling for Zinchenko to play against these smaller teams because we knew he was going to capitalize. Look at that, 100% long ball passes. You can see here, how many touches did he have in the game? 116 touches. Bro, that is a midfielder. That is not a left back. That is not a left back. Taking 116 touches. How many passes did he complete? 94 passes. I wouldn't be surprised if Jorginho had less touches than him. There you go. He was basically doing Jorginho's job today. This guy, the defensive performance was solid, but his midfield performance was key to this game. I thought Saka, I think Saka was solid. He created 1 chance. He did a good job. He created 3 chances. Damn. I didn't realize Saka
That'd
was
be
that.
interesting to know what those chances were.
That's crazy.
But this was definitely one of his standout performing.
I thought Martinelli was poor. Even though he got a 7.5, I thought Martinelli was quite poor. I don't think he created much chances. He created 2 chances too. Damn. Where are these chances coming from? Like, we created so many chances, but how the hell did we not finish them off? We finished 3-0, but that's like that we scored 3 goals. We finished the game 3-1, but wallahi, it feels like we could have had way more. Doesn't it?
Yeah. No, 100%. I don't think we were clinical today. There was like Havertz could have scored. You had a few Trossard moments where he could have scored. I think Declan Rice had a moment as well where he could have buried it.
It's kind of unbelievable. That's why.
Yeah. No, like don't get it twisted. I think it was definitely Saka's better performance this season, but I don't know where the 5 chances from each of them come from. Like 3 from Saka, 2 from Martinelli. I'm like, it was more for me. Zinchenko was creating, and who else would there be? Like Zinchenko. Really, it was Zinchenko creating all these chances and Trossard doing a bit. I don't know about Martinelli and Saka, but you know what? The defenders, right? I don't even think we can talk about that defense. Gabriel, right, was playing right wing at one point. It was jokes. It was so funny.
What was Gabriel doing? Nobody knows. Trossard probably created a lot of chances from those corners. Saka, the right side, he was killing it. I was frustrated with Martinelli. He didn't seem to want to take the defender on one-on-one. And I was like, why don't you just take him on one-on-one? Take him on one-on-one. But it seemed like he just kept passing the ball back to recycling to Zinchenko. And Zinchenko was basically the deep line playmaker.
Nah, but the issue was Sander Berge. So Sander Berge was clearly like instructed to man mark Martinelli because every time he tried to make a run, Sander Berge was there. So I think whereas with like this time, I don't think Saka was double teamed, but they double teamed Martinelli. And that's what kind of caused a few issues for him. But he was a bit smart with it because Zinchenko kind of helped him out. You know, he was quicker with the ball. Declan Rice, Zinchenko, and Martinelli link-up was quite good in terms of just moving the ball and creating those opportunities. So I think their standout player was Sander Berge for me. And he did an excellent job in terms of neutralizing anytime Martinelli made a run, he was there to stop it. So, yeah, of course, like it's probably one of the first time Martinelli's had a double team on him. And I think it's going to be a good learning curve for him.
Okay. Now we're going to go to that first goal. I was kind of surprised that Trossard was able to continue because it looked like he really hurt himself with that first goal. If you recall what happened, he basically put his body on that line for that goal. He put his entire body on the line. He gave it everything to score that goal, and he went into that bar, and he looked like he was extremely in pain. But luckily, he continued the second half, and definitely we needed him for those set piece corners. Like, and now he has at least 2 weeks to prepare for the next game. So this is amazing.
I think it's different. Like for me, this is the first like goal that we were leading with that I didn't celebrate because at first I didn't realize it gone in, and secondly, all I could see was Trossard screaming, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's happened here?" And then I realized, "Oh crap, we scored." It was a bit weird. It was a mixed motion because I was like, "What's actually going on here?" Because I thought it was one of them ones, you know, where the ball does go in, but they've blown off for like offside or for a foul or whatever. And when the scoreboard changed is when I realized, oh, actually we did. But yeah, do you know what? It was worrying. Just because like the medical team, like how long they took, I was hoping because even when he walked off, he was waving with his other arm. I can't remember which arm actually got injured. I think it looks like his right arm, but with his left hand, he was waving, but he was not moving his right. And I was like, oh shit, this could be a dislocation. This could be just something's gone wrong. But then when he came out second half, I was like, thank God. Okay, so it's not a. It's one of those where he's got 2 weeks to just recover from a bit of a knock or whatever.
International break came at the perfect time. Now,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show this screen here. This is that was the 1,000th goal, and this is just basically the world going full circle. If you didn't know, Arsenal had a milestone 1,000th goal at the Emirates era, and Mikel Arteta was actually the person who scored the 500th goal against Anderlecht in 2014. So full circle now, he's the manager, and his player Trossard
This
comes
is
on.
1,000th Emirates goal. Okay.
Emirates goal, yeah. So we had Gilberto Silva scored the first goal in a loss back against Aston Villa in 2006. We had Mikel Arteta score versus Anderlecht, and of course now Trossard score the 1,000th goal. That is just an interesting milestone to talk about. But yeah, I just thought we would mention that quickly. Now let's get into some of the other talking points because Arsenal have a lot of talking points from today's game. I'm just going to go to the Arsenal website. Where is it? Here we go. Let's go to the Arsenal website. Let's see if there's any reports or anything from the game. Obviously, we've already covered some of the stuff like Saliba. Saliba is just outstanding. We already spoke about him. We spoke about Zinchenko. I think they're going to probably just touch on that. Building up slowly. Yeah, you know what? We do start games slowly. And as the game grows, we build into the game. I think I like this better than I did last year because last year we would finish off games early and struggle at the end. This year we kind of as the game grows we get better. Don't you agree?
I like it for now because obviously we need to reserve some of the energy for like later on because we did wear ourselves out at the business end of the season, but it kind of like allows us to mix it up because we have started quick and we have started slow, and I think it's an interesting one because teams don't know what we're going to do because there's games where within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes we've scored, and now like within the 45th minute we scored. So teams are kind of, they don't really know what to anticipate. Whereas the last season, you know, we conceded goals within the first 30 seconds because we got our attacking shape and kickoff to just attack, and all it took was one ball over the top and they were in. So yeah, I think he's making the right changes to make us, as he says, unpredictable, and we have become unpredictable because even we don't know what to expect. Are we going to score in the first 20 minutes? Or are we going to score in the final 40, like from the 30 to 45 minutes? We don't know.
You know what? Who's man of the match? Because you have amazing performances from all these players, and it's just like, who do you pick as the man of the match? Do you go Leandro Trossard for getting a goal and assist? Do you go Declan Rice for his just solid performance throughout the game? Or let me just show you guys some stats. This is crazy. So of course you have Leandro Trossard, who's a man of the match candidate. You of course have Declan Rice, who's a man of the match candidate. You have the situation where I need to show you these stats. Zinchenko, I already told you guys 116 touches. He had 45 touches in the final third. He had the most entry passes into the final third, which is 17. He won 14 duels himself. He won 7 aerial duels and had 5 tackles. Just absolute monstrous performance from Zinchenko, my man of the match. But some people will also have Saliba as their man of the match because of his goal. Where is the photo of Saliba? Let me get that photo. Also, this man deserves some credit, man. Nicolas Jover.
Yeah.
deserves all the credit in the world, because since he's come in at Arsenal, we've been an absolutely different team with the set pieces. But just go. Where's Saliba? Saliba also Rolls-Royce, man. But yeah, maybe you want to tell me who your man of the match is after you speak about Glover, because this guy deserves a shout out.
Yeah, we've become one of the best like set piece teams in the Premier League, whether it's defensively, attackingly. And I think he came from Manchester City as well. He was one of the coaching staffs over there, and Arteta brought him over. And I think it's been one of the most improved things, because one of the things we never did, even under Wenger, under Emery, was set pieces weren't our strength, and we used to concede. We were one of the worst teams in terms of defensive and attacking corners, but now we've got variety. We can see it in the game as well. We're going to the edge of the box, where we're whipping them in. There's different types of set piece takers as well. Martinelli sometimes took him. Today it was Trossard. Saka obviously takes them. And that's the thing, we've become a lot more kind of, and also with the physical stature of our club as well, like in terms of, Gabriel, Saliba coming in, Kai Havertz, granted he's not scored yet, but Declan Rice, for example, someone else who can get a header, who can play in the box. But then you've got those technicians on the edge of the box with Martinelli, with Zinchenko, with Tomiyasu to some degree as well. There's so much variety to what we can do because these players are so well-rounded, and they've also got the physical attributes. I think he's the perfect player to get them set up, because there's not one way we play. And now set piece, like when we get a corner, I'm actually quite excited, because we're like, actually, do you know what? Something could happen here.
Okay, let's talk about this now. Man of the match. For me, Zinchenko. No question about it. That's my man of the match, but you have several candidates. Saliba, Trossard, Declan Rice. Who's your man of the match?
Do you know what? I know it's going to sound crazy in it, but it's actually difficult, because for me, it's Zinchenko and then Saliba. Like, literally, like, you can't put them, like, but also Trossard comes there as well. Like, so I'd say it's Zinchenko, Trossard, Saliba. But I've got to give it to Zinchenko today, because he was imperative to the way we played. That Trossard first goal doesn't happen without Zinchenko. And I think the way he was just playing, he was the one who was doing everything first time when he got into the attacking phases, edge of the box, just whipping him in. And eventually it paid off with Saka heading it back to Trossard and Trossard getting the goal. So, yeah, today it's got to be Zinchenko.
Okay, and then finally, I feel like we covered everything that I need to cover on that. Let's get into the player ratings. Raya didn't have much to do today, did he?
To be honest, I wouldn't even known who played in net.
That's so true, because I don't think they gave us. You know what? No, there was an opportunity where Raya made an amazing save at the beginning of the game. Don't forget about that. He did make a really good save.
But it's more of it's a benefit to the team. I'm not saying to slag any of them off, but I was like, you know what? Like, I don't even know if I seen other than the goal wasn't even any of the keeper's fault. So
it was a low driven shot
that got deflected. Yeah,
and he saved it.
Yeah, I'd say, you know what, a 7. I'd say a 7 today, because I mean, you could give him a 6. I don't know, like, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything bad. He didn't do anything. I didn't notice him either, so that could be a good thing.
Okay, so Raya, I'm gonna give him a 7 also. I think Raya didn't have much to do today. So, and we're gonna be playing against Brentford next week. So Ramsdale's gonna have to play, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the because you can have an agreement that they can play against their parent club, but if that agreement's not in place, then yeah, it'll be Ramsdale.
So Ramsdale's going to play against Brentford in the next game.
Potentially, I just don't know what the agreement was with the parent club.
That's interesting, Okay, next, Zinny, man of the match candidate. I give him an 8 or 9.
I'd say an 8.5.
8.5 works. 8.5 works for Zinny. I think that's fair. 8.5 for Zinchenko, one of the better players on the day. I think he was a solid player. Egal, why are you posting about Zinchenko? You absolute joker. Bro, I'm trying to keep that out of it, but you're not wrong. But let's keep. That actually annoyed me right there. He's not wrong. Gabriel Magalhaes, what are we saying?
I say a 7.5. I don't think he put a foot wrong today. I think actually he had a fairly well-rounded game, but yeah, there wasn't much to do either. So yeah, 7.5.
7.5. I'm okay giving him a 7.5 too.
I think it was better than a 7, but just not quite an 8 because of like other players who have been better, in my opinion.
Okay. Saliba,
An
8.
8. Yeah.
Saliba, 8. I thought he was just one of the better players. Tomiyasu, solid.
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah,
I'll
7,
give
7.5. Yeah.
I give Tommy 7. I think Tommy can. There's room for improvement. Declan Rice, 7.5, 8.
7 point. Oh, he's one of the man of the match. I'd go 8.
Oh, 8 also. I think Declan Rice is he just doesn't have a bad game. The guy, always amazing. Jorginho,
7.5. I think he had a solid game, in my opinion.
I don't mind giving him a 7.5, but I would say more of a 7, just to keep it fair, because I feel like Gabby, he had a similar performance to Tomiyasu, so I'll give Jorginho a 7. Kai Havertz gets a 5.5.
Yeah, I'd say a 5 or a 4 even.
5.5 for thing. People saying 7 for Zinni. Enough about Zinni, guys. I don't want to talk about him anymore. That comment really annoyed me. Then what do you call it? Martinelli. Martinelli gets a 7, bro. He didn't have an amazing game, but he did do well certain parts.
Nah, because Tomiyasu and Jorginho, in my opinion, were better. I'm gonna give him 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Trossard has to get the same level as Zinchenko.
Yeah, 8. I'd say an 8 though.
I'm giving it 8.5.
But then you don't have to bump Zinchenko because I think man of the match should always have a bit better.
Okay, so we give
we're giving Saliba, Rice, and Trossard 8s, which are man of the match contenders, but we didn't.
Okay, what about Saka? What about Saka?
Oh, Saka's a tough 7.5 for me.
7.5 for Saka. That's fair.
Yeah.
7.5 for Saka. That's fair. And then what about the substitutes? Fabio Vieira gets a 0.
Yeah, harshly, but yes. Not even harshly, but it has to be in it.
Fabio Vieira gets a 0. Eddie Nketiah 9 minutes. Reece Nelson 9 minutes.
Yeah, I can't rate them. I think it was
Manda should get a 0 just for kicking Jorginho in the head. What was he doing?
No, but that's unfortunate. He was trying to clear the ball, but
what was he thinking? Kicking your own teammate in the head?
No, but he didn't know. He didn't even see Jorginho there. I don't think Jorginho made a shout.
I thought it was mad, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then, that's pretty much it. I didn't realize Aaron Ramsey went to Burnley.
Oh, what, the Aston Villa? Yeah, he did.
You know that? Because he's at Burnley and he's not even being an impact player, or he's not even doing anything.
He's barely, he's more coming off the bench than anything. He doesn't really start for them, which is weird.
Okay. I thought he was supposed to be a good baller, but there you go. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up there. Not much more to talk about. Just quick 40 minutes. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the video. I think that's going to be an interesting thing. What's going to happen is Ramsdale going to start the next game against Brentford.
Yeah. I don't know, but I need to read up on the rules because I know you can give permission to play against the parent club. So if that's the case, then Raya will play.
Yeah, you know what? That's it for today. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We're out of here. Love for the love. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully you enjoyed that victory. Hopefully you enjoyed the fact that we're ahead of Tottenham on the table. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and check us out on all platforms. Love for the love, people. We're out of here. And try to get us past at least 150 likes on this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one, which is tomorrow, Vibes from the 6th. Peace, people. You already know.